This is Maggie Collins. I'm one of the nurses that work with Dr. Doshi. You were in recently to see her, and you've come up with a couple of goals that you want to work towards. And she said that you would like a health coach, and that's what I do. So I was wondering if we could get started on that. Okay, great. This first phone call will probably take about 20 minutes to a half hour, and after that, whenever I call you, it will be much shorter. All right, let's begin. Um, so, could you tell me what you need to be healthy for? Okay, and really what matters to you in your life? And what is the most important thing for us to accomplish today? Okay, so let me get this straight. You are very concerned. Um, since menopause, you've gained an awful lot of weight. You feel like you're not eating anymore. You know what you should be doing. You just don't have the oomph to do it. Um, and you'd like to get moving on that. In what areas would you like to cover? Exercise and diet. That sounds wonderful. Now, are you used to exercising? You used to exercise a lot, and then in recent years you've cut down a lot. Okay. And what kind of exercise did you do in the past? And do you think you would like to start riding or swimming or walking again? Okay. So, realistically, when do you think you could exercise? Before work, after work, at lunchtime? Sure, tell me a routine, a typical day in your life. Okay, so you're already getting up at 5:30 in the morning. What do you think about getting up any earlier? No, yeah. You hit the snooze button a lot. Okay, so how about at lunchtime? No, you don't get to leave work, okay? What about in the evening? Oh, you have a dog. You didn't mention that. That's an easy out right there. You have to bring the dog out for a walk, right? Or bring him out at least to go. So how long do you usually stay outside with the dog? Do you think you could extend that to like 5 minutes, 10 minutes? That would be great. So there's a goal right there. Every day after work, when you bring your dog outside, you will stay outside, walk from your front stoop down the sidewalk and back. Okay. All right. So how many days a week do you think you could do that? Right. People say they'll do it every day and you don't. So what do you think would be realistic? 3 times a week? Excellent. And for how long? So would you do that before or after supper? Before supper, yeah, because you got to let her out. Great. So do I have this right? You would like to come home from work, take the dog out on Mondays and Wednesdays and Fridays for 5 minutes, walk from your stoop down the street and back. And you think that's realistic? And you think you can accomplish that? How important is it for you to do something like that on a scale of 1 to 10? You think about an 8. And why is that? Yes, going back to why you want to be healthy, and that's one way to start. Excellent. So why wouldn't you call it a 6? I see, yep, because you want to be healthy, you're sick of this weight that you've put on, and you just feel, oh, ugh. Great.
Thank you.
Now, what about your diet? What do you think about that? Oh, I know what you mean. I have a sweet tooth myself. Yep, you open up a bag of chips and it's gone. What do you think you can do about those kind of things? Oh, excellent idea. Yeah, I don't blame you. I don't want to get the individual chip bags because it's too expensive. But that's a great idea. If you get a big bag of chips and you split it up into sandwich-sized bags, and you only let yourself eat one sandwich bag a day. That sounds great. Do you think you could do that? Okay, so let me get this straight. You wanna buy a bag of potato chips, split them up into sandwich size bags, and then every day you can have one bag. Great, that's a start. Now, how confident are you that you could both walk and cut down on the chips? Okay, about a 6. Okay. And can you tell me why a 6? Yeah, once again, you want to be healthy, but you're afraid you'll cheat. You know, it's not the end of the world if you do cheat. But if you could start, 3 days a week with the walking is a great start. Yeah. And the chips, well, if you have 2 bags one day, that's okay. But when do you think, let's get the chips down a little bit clearer. So, when would you have the bag of chips? For lunch or for supper or snacks when you're watching TV at night? All right, so if you say you're going to have it at lunchtime with your sandwich, that would be great. And how many days a week do you think? Just starting off. You don't have to do it 7 days a week. Just to start off, what 3 days do you think? Okay, you want to keep with the walking days. So Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, you will have a small bag of chips at lunchtime. And you won't have chips for the rest of the day. That's great. That sounds like a good plan. Now, what are the barriers, would you say, to both goals? The weather could be a problem with the walking. So what would plan B be if, say, we were having a hurricane on Monday? Sure, so on Tuesday. It'd be great to do Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, but if a barrier like that came up, that's a great idea. You can move the walk until Tuesday. And the potato chips, I agree, I know what that's like. So if you blow it one day, that's life. Once again, you can change it from, if you had 2 bags of chips on Monday, maybe Tuesday you can do the 1 bag. Okay? Would you like to be set up with a dietitian? I could put a consult in with that. Sure, I'll do that for you. How about the move group? No, you wouldn't be able to come to move classes. Okay. How about the gym? You know, we have the gym here with the pool. If I put in a consult for that, you'd be able to use the pool and the gym. Think it's a little far from home. Okay. But I can put in the consult for the dietitian. Okay? All right, that sounds good. Okay, how about, could I call you next week? All right, what day is good for you? Okay, Wednesday at 10? All right, I'll do that. It was great talking to you. All right, bye-bye now. Well, I feel like we did hit the correct points, but once again, I wasn't actually speaking to a patient. When you're speaking to a patient, it lasts a lot longer. And really, at the very beginning, when you say, what do you need to be healthy for? That's when you probably find out about their home life. So, you know, my child is graduating from high school next week. And I'm so excited, and we can't wait, and we're going to be having a party, and the aunts and uncles are coming in. So this is how it goes on and on and on. Yeah. But you will get a whole lot of information. Oh, you know, my husband's a couch potato too, and he said, we've got to get moving together, so the 2 of us are going to start trying to walk together, or, you know, trying to encourage each other. So you find out a lot about patients, and then you'll talk to them and find out about their family, their kids, where they're going with their life, where they're, you know, what their problems are. And that's when the initial conversation is a lot longer than the rest of them, because you find out this information. But then your follow-ups, you might be like, so you follow up in a week later with, how did the graduation party go? And you might have to hear stories about that, but that's fine. In the follow-up, you're going to say, did you meet your goals or you didn't? And either they did or they didn't, or partially did. So you always encourage them. And for instance, if they weren't going to eat like a bag of chips, but they had their daughter's graduation party, well, that's no time to talk about sticking to a diet. But you don't have a party every single week. So you end up following up and finding out stuff like that about your patients.
That's great.
Okay, I'm going to make my follow-up call to Mary. We had goals of dietary and exercise. And we planned for a week follow-up. So that's Wednesday at 10 o'clock in the morning. So you get into CPRS, you start a new note, healthy coach note, and I get my template up. So the beginning of the template has what you want to be healthy for, what really matters to you, what is the most important thing for us to accomplish today. you don't have to go through that again because you had it in your initial note. But the first thing that I'd say, want to know is, all right, we discussed those goals. Were you able to reach your goals? And they've either met it, they didn't meet it, or they partially met it. Then I continue to go through the template that we have, that I have up there. Which is, so if they met their goals, say for instance, they met their goal for walking 3 times a week. So congratulations, good for you, and it usually gets people psyched. Also, my recommendation would be, when you're setting goals initially, make sure the goals that people can absolutely make, because it gives that sense of accomplishment, and then you can move on. And even like for dietary, because most people don't drink enough water, you can even say you're going to drink a glass of water a day, and most people can accomplish that, and then they feel good. As well as, you know, they're either going to cut down the chips or whatever they're going to do. Hello, could I speak to Mary, please? Hi, Mary, it's Maggie. Yeah? Remember me? Yes. Oh, how you doing? Yeah? So, tell me, how was your week? And the graduation party went good? Yeah? Were you able to meet your goals? Well, that's okay. If I had a party, I wouldn't have either. So, you did walk the 3 days a week. And, yep. Yeah? Oh, excellent. You said only 5 minutes and you went 10. That's excellent. And you went Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Yep. You went before the party. Aren't you? Good. I would have been too nervous to do that. Okay? And how about the chips? No, well, you know, you can't win them all. So 2 days a week you were great with it. And then 2 days a week you were really bad. That's all right. Yeah? Yeah. So, all right. What do you think? How about, what would you like to do about the exercise? You'd like to continue the 3 days a week, and you want to go up to 15 minutes, aren't you? Good. Okay, great. So that will be your goal for the exercise this week. 3 days a week, you're going to, after work, you take the dog out, you walk for 15 minutes, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Wonderful. Wonderful. Now, how about the chips? Yeah, I know. You know, I have a sweet tooth myself. Okay. So you've broken the chips all up into sandwich-sized bags, okay? And you want the same goal as before. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, you'll eat the chips at lunchtime, and that's all you eat of chips for the day. You can do it. Relax. So if you didn't do it this week, you'll do it next week. Very good. So how confident are you that you'll do it? Oh, you're up to an 8. That's excellent. Okay? And for both. You will, don't worry. The chips, you know, they're hard to do. Okay? And you enjoy the walking. Good. And the weather's getting good. All right. So what do you think your barriers are? Okay, temptation. All right. So think about it. All right. All right, that's great. All right, you have the bags all split up now, okay? And your daughter to help you. She's going to call you every morning. She's a hot ticket. Yep. So you got her involved with this too. That's wonderful. Okay. And what about, how important is it to you? All right, yeah. Really back to feeling you want to be healthy. You want to be healthy for your family. You want to be there for your kids. You want to be there for your husband. And you don't want to feel like a fat slob. All right, good for you. Okay. And did you get the material I sent you about the nutritional information? You did. Good, good, good. You know what's a great thing is that portion control guide, because it puts it into, you can understand it. Like 6 ounces of meat is a deck of cards. Yep, yep. Don't you love that? Yeah. Okay, good. So congratulations on meeting your goal, and I'm glad you're increasing your walking. Yeah. And how about I call you next Wednesday at 10? Is that a good time? All right. Talk to you then. Okay. Bye-bye. So you can bring whole health into everything you do in the clinic. So when we have the pre-planning, we know which patients are going to be either introduced to whole health, or a patient like Mary who has been involved with whole health. And so as the nurse, because you're going through the chart for pre-planning, you're going to see that there's goals for whole health. So you write that down on your pre-planning sheet. And then when you have your huddle, you bring it up again, and you remind the provider that Mary is someone who has goals that you've been following up on, and the provider will make sure that they speak to Mary at that visit about her goals. So you've used it with pre-planning, with the huddle, and with the visit itself. When you're on the phone asking them about fit cards. You ask them how confident are they'll do it, and what date will they return it. So you use all aspects of whole health and everything you do with the patient. How's that?